let's look at some ways on how to accept and process rejection. I remember when I was in the fourth grade, I believe, we usually had field day at my elementary school, which, right on the field. For some reason that year, we had it at the Ohio State Fairgrounds, just east of the big letters there that say OHIO. There were no buildings there like the buildings there are today. I may have asked, why are we, I don't remember even asking, I don't know how many, it might have been several classes that were brought over there. I don't know if we walked because it was that close. For whatever reason why we were there, we were there. I just know in one of the races that I ran, and back then you would get like a blue ribbon. I thought that meant first place. Then there was a white and or red and white. I wanted to win. That's all I know. And I knew the person that I was racing against. I don't know if there were other people. It was the 100-yard dash. I knew this guy was fast. I know we used to play football out in the field and race each other. He was fast. So I knew, however they said it, get on your march, get set, get ready. I took off. Like I said, I just took off like a rocket as fast as I could. As the finish line was getting closer, I'm like, man, I think I can win. I think I can win this. But I could hear him. I could hear him catching up to me. And I just knew that I just need to keep running as fast as I could. We were almost at the finish line. And I don't know if he was to my left. So I don't know if I could peripherally see him. I might have went like that. But I knew he was close. And I knew it was going to be a close race. And you know what happened? Just as we were right near the finish line, I didn't see it, but we're running on grass for some reason. Maybe, I don't know. But there was a depression, or a part of the ground was sunk a little bit. I couldn't see it. Thank God I didn't twist my ankle. But I remember running and I dipped. I couldn't see it. I'm just looking straight ahead. And it threw my stride off. I tried to restride and kick back in. He got ahead of me and I lost. So I had to accept that I lost the race, but I protested. I said, wait a minute. I asked one of the teachers who was at the end of the finish line, hey, wait a minute. There's something, there's a hole in the ground or something like that. So I don't remember what she said. There's some other teachers there, and they declined my protest, and I did not get a chance to have another race. And that was it. I processed that quickly because, number one, they declined it. There's nothing wrong that I asked for another race, or can we do this? Let's move over and do it. But the answer was no. And my offer to, or my ideal about wanting to race again was rejected, if you will. So once again, we want to look at how can we learn to accept and process rejection in an emotionally and mentally a healthy way. That's what we want to talk about. If we look at Genesis chapter 4, we see Cain and Abel coming to the Lord, coming to God, and to make an offering. It says that God looked upon Abel's offering with favor, but he didn't look upon Cain's offering favorably. I don't know if the Bible really says why. When I was reading in my Bible, I looked down in the notes that were written there. It doesn't really say, but obviously there was something not right with it. Maybe his attitude wasn't right. Maybe he brought an offering that was not appropriate. And nevertheless, though, it says that Cain became angry and was looking downcast. And God talked to him and asked him, why are you angry? Essentially, God told him, look, if you go and give the proper offering, will I not accept it? God was willing to accept it. Just go get the proper offering. He didn't seem to go well. And God even admonished him, or told him that you need to be careful. There's sin at the door. And it says that at that point, later on, he told, after that conversation, so we can see, number one, that God counseled and admonished him and encouraged him even to what was the right thing to do. But instead, it says that he told his brother, let's go out in the field. Maybe he premeditated what he wanted to do, and he killed his brother. So he did not accept, he couldn't seem to accept the fact that God accepted his brother's offering, but didn't accept his. But God told him, I will accept your offering if you go and do it the right way. Patient with him, encouraging with him, admonished and counseled him. He didn't accept it. And he did not process what was happening mentally, or he did not mentally and emotionally process this in such a way to have a better outcome. And let's in the next one, let's look up define the word. What does it mean to accept, or acceptance, processing, and rejection? I'll just say this real quick, is that Nile Rodgers, one of the founding members of the group Chic, said they were rejected by several record labels. They were rejected by several record labels before they got accepted by one. Just think of how they gave up, because they went on to be very successful. I think eventually they landed with Atlantic Records. I don't know who was before that, but several. He gives perspective on maybe why, because he felt their music was different and advanced or unusual. But they went through several record labels before they were actually accepted. So rejection doesn't mean that it's the end of the line, of course. But we can even see that God even counseled Cain on what he should do to make it right. Cain did not want to let go of his anger, maybe jealousy. And we see very bad results that happen as a result, that he didn't manage his emotions correctly. In the next one, let's look and define these words.